Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. This video I'll be showing you how to make week 5 of these crochet along circles of the sun. I'll be using cotton 8 yarn and a 3mm crochet hook. Of course you need the original design, which you can find online on Tatiana's website, Lilla Bjorn Crochet, and we're of course making the circles of the sun crochet along. So I'll be taking you step by step through this block for week 5. I hope this is a useful video for you. Thank you for watching. Round 1, we're again starting with a magic ring, and we're going to work double crochets in the ring, 12 in total. So the first one is a chain 2, just like before, and now we work 11 more double crochets in the ring, and I'll show you how to close this with a needle join using a needle, and in the next round I'll show you how to close a needle join using your hook. So that goes 1, 2, 3 of the 11, 4, 10, and then this is number 11, so plus that chain 2 gives you 12. I'm going to close the magic ring by pulling tight, like so. Then we cut off and pull through. Let me just quickly find my needle, which I of course did not. There you go. Put your needle on your hook. So through this is the chain 2 here. So through that first stitch, pull through, and then enter in through the top of the stitch. See how I have it there at the top? If you look at it from this side, see it like this. You can really enter into your magic ring stitches already, like so, and pull through. And then just fashion it a little bit, especially the first one. You really need to just fashion a bit because it's so small still. And then you can work away your tail, and you're done with round 1, and you have 12 stitches here in total. Round 2. For this round we're going to be working 2 double crochets in each and every stitch. So we're making an increase. You can start in any position you like, and we're also going to not be working in the entire stitch but only in the back loops. So take note, you're increasing only in the back loops here. So I have my hook here on the back loop of any stitch, doesn't matter which stitch, and pick up a loop. Chain 2, this is for your first double crochet, and then work a second double crochet in that same stitch. And you're going to continue like this all the way around. So in the back loop of each and every stitch, so I have the back loop there, work a double crochet and also a second. So 2 double crochets on the back loop of each stitch. Go all the way around, and then I'll show you how to close with an invisible join using your hook. I've worked 12 times 2 double crochets, so that's 24 in total. You cut off your yarn and open up the stitch where you just were. To close, go to the first proper stitch, so not the chain 2 but the stitch directly next to it. Pick up and pull through. Then through the back loop of your last stitch, pick up that loop again and pull through. That completes your invisible join. You can either work away this thread or hold it to the back of your work and work over it in the next round. Just going to shape it a little bit, especially these first few rounds. You still need to help a little bit. And that completes round 2. Round 3. This round we're again only going to be working in the back loops. And we can start a second double crochet of any double crochet increase. It doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to take this one, so it's the second of the 2 of the increase, the back loop, and pick up your yarn. Start with working 2 single crochets. First one is of course a chain 1, and two. The next stitch work an increase, so 2 single crochets in the one stitch, followed by again 1 single crochet, like so. Now we're going to work a treble 2 together. I'll just show you where we're going to work it. You're going to work it in these 2 loops here. The first leg of the treble 2 together, you're going to work in the loop from round 1 where you made the previous double crochet increase. That's this one here. And the second leg, you're going to work basically in the position where you are now. So you're going to go back 1 and where you are right now. So I'm going to make a treble 2 together. So that's twice over. Then go back to that first loop. Pick it up. And take off 2 times. 2. And now we do it again on the next loop. And 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook, take them all off. Now we can come back up to round 2, and we're not going to skip any stitches. That's important here. So not skipping any stitches, and then you're immediately at the beginning of the next repeat unit again. So that's the last stitch worked in, so now we're going to work in this stitch here. And that is then work 2 single crochets. So I'm now starting the next repeat unit again. Just 2 single crochets, work an increase, so you're making 2 in the same stitch, and then work 1 single crochet again, sorry. That means you're working 5 in total, so it's 2, then an increase, and then 1 again. And now we can work again the treble 2 together. And you're going to do exactly the same thing. So you're going to go back to this previous loop here. You're going to work a leg, and in the next stitch you're going to work a leg. So you can see that by doing so we're going to be making legs in each and every stitch from round 1 around. So twice over, go into that first loop and work 1. And twice over, and the next loop, take off 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook, take them all off. And then you're ready for the next repeat unit again. So not skipping any stitches, work that first single crochet. You can continue like this, going all the way around, and if you do it properly, you should have a leg of a double crochet in each and every loop from round 1. Go all the way around and close with a needle join in that on that first stitch. Round 4. This round we're again basically going to be making a background so that you can work a next round of overlay above it. Again only in the back loops, and we're going to start on any one of the treble 2 together stitches around, so it doesn't matter which one you take. I'm just going to take this one here, and attach your yarn. So in the treble 2 together stitch and only the back loop. We're immediately going to start with an increase. So that's chain 2 for the first double crochet, and then work in next a second double crochet in that same stitch. So 2 double crochets in that back loop. And then we work 2 double crochets on the next 2 stitches. Yes, let me just find it. Yeah, there it is. That's 1 and 2. And that is basically a repeat unit. So on the next stitch, which is going to be the first of an increase, because here you have 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. That first increase you again work 2 double crochets. That's 1 and 2, and on the next 2 stitches work 1 single crochet on each. And then you're at the treble again, where you again work 2 double crochets, so work an increase. Continue like this, an increase and 1 double crochet on the next 2 stitches, go all the way around, close with a needle join on that first stitch. Round 5. You're going to start in any double crochet increase that's in between these 2 groups of trebles here. So you're looking for that increase in between those 2. So that for me is this stitch, these 2 here. So note that you're starting there and not on the treble itself. So in between the second double crochet and again of course the back loop. Attach your yarn, and we're going to start by working 4 single crochets. And the first one is of course a chain 1. That's 1 single crochet, 2, yes, 3 and 4, like so. Now you arrived at the first treble that we're going to be making, and we're going to be making it in the underlying treble 2 together. So that's going to be in this loop here. We're going to be making a treble crochet. So that's twice over and through that loop from bottom to top. Pick up your yarn and take off 1, 2, 3 times. So here you're working a complete treble and not any togethers. We're not going to skip any stitches on round 4, so immediately continuing on the next stitch. That was the last one worked in, so now we're going for this stitch here. Work 4 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we're going to work a treble 3 together, and if it's easy for you to remember, we're going to work them on the center 3 loops in between the trebles. So you're skipping this first loop here, so this is a treble where you just worked into, skipping this loop, then on loops 1, 2 and 3 you're going to work a treble 3 together. So these are the center 3 loops. You should have 1 left on each side between the trebles. So you see how it's nice and symmetric design. So you're going to work that treble 3 together. Just get my yarn organized here. Yep. So that's twice over. So not the first loop. So you see that's but that second loop. Work that the first leg. So take off 1, 2 times. Then again twice over and do the same through the next loop. 1, 2, and do the same through loop number 3. 1, 2. got 4 loops on your hook. You see that you've got 1 loop left on this side and 1 on this side. Take them all off in one go, and now we can come back up to round 4, skipping no stitches. So just check here, yep, that's the last stitch worked in. So this is the next stitch we're going for, not skipping any stitches. Work 4 single crochets, and this is immediately also the beginning of the next repeat unit. 2, 3 and 4, and now we're again going to work a treble in this treble 2 together down here. 1, 2, 3, come back up, do not skip any stitches. So this is your next stitch. Make 4 single crochets. 2, 3, 4. So you're still only working in back loops, and now we're again going to make that treble 3 together in those 3 loops. 1, 2, 3 loops, these 3 here. Twice over, so skipping that first loop there. And yes, these can be slightly hard to get into. Just have to fold your work a little bit if needed. And 2 and number 3. 4 loops on your hook, take them all off. And now you're at the end of the repeat unit, start of the new, so not skipping any stitches. So this is your next stitch, work again 4 single crochets. I've now done the repeat 2 times, do this in total 6 times, and close with a needle join on that first stitch. Round 6, you're going to start in the back loop of any treble stitch around. So this is the solo treble that I'm talking about. On the back loop of this treble, attach your yarn like so, and we're going to start immediately by working an increase. We're going to be working increases in the treble stitches and the treble 3 together stitches. That's an easy way for you to remember. And that's second. Yes, there we go, second double crochet. And now 4 double crochets on the next 4 stitches. The first one I just missed. Yes, there we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet number 4, and this is your repeat unit that I've just made, which is the increase followed by 4 double crochets. So the next stitch that I should have, which is of course the beginning of the repeat unit, should always be either a treble 3 together or a solo treble. So these are your checkpoints that you're making the increase in the trebles 3 togethers, or the treble itself. And in between you're making 4 double crochets on 4 stitches. So continue like that, go all the way around and close with a needle join on your first stitch. And then we're more than halfway for this square already. Round 7. This round we're going to be squaring up mandala that we've made up till now. And to start in any double crochet increase that you have from the previous round in the second double crochet. So I'm just going to take this point here, but you can of course take any other point as well. Again, only the back loop, pick up your yarn. And we're going to start with 6 single crochets. First is of course chain 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 single crochets, followed by a half double crochet and then 2 double crochets, all still worked in the back loop like so. Now 2 trebles on the next 2 stitches. That is the first, and then the second treble, so, and now in the next stitch we work 2 trebles in the same stitch. So that's 1 and 2. It's your first edge. Chain 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to do exactly the same but in reverse order. So we're going to start with 2 trebles in the same stitch. It's twice over and 1 and 2, then a treble in the next 2 stitches. It's 1 and 2. So on the next 2 stitches a double crochet on each stitch. It's 1 and 2 and then a half double crochet. And this is your entire repeat unit, because now again you're at the same position where you were before, and you're going to start with 6 single crochets. Continue like this, go all the way around. So I'm going to do this for all 4 corners and close with a needle join on that first stitch. Round 8, last round, on the outside of our granny at least. You're going to start in the first single crochet of this 6 single crochets on any edge. So that first single crochet, back loop, and pick up your yarn. I'm going to start with 12 single crochets. This is of course also exactly the same as we've done many times before. So of course the first single crochet is a chain 1, and then you work a single crochet up until the second last stitch. That will be 12 in total. Still working only in the back loops, so that gives a lovely little edge in front of our stitches. So almost to the end. 2 more. So 1 and 2. On that last stitch, work a half double crochet, and then in the corner itself we work 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets in the same corner space. So that's your new corner made. And now we start, of course, the first stitch again with a half double crochet. Note that this is your first stitch. So in that back loop, if you can't see it, just quickly move your stitches a little bit to the side to really see where your first stitch is. So work a half double crochet, and then on the next 6 stitches work 6 single crochets. And then you're at the beginning of the repeat unit again, and you're going to do that in total 4 times, and then you close. So you're going to do this in total 4 times for all 4 corners, and then you close with a needle join on your first stitch. If you want to, you can work an extra round of surface single crochets, and you can start on any position between 2 posts from the round that you want to work them on. Pick up your yarn from the back, and then we're going to make single crochets by picking the yarn up from the back and pulling them through. Doing this reasonably quickly, because I'm sure by this time you've seen us doing this many times. So continue like this, go all the way around, work a single crochet on each and every stitch, and then close with a needle join at the beginning. Almost round, just working the last slip stitch, and then of course the next one we'll be making with a needle. So cut off your yarn, open up your stitch, and then I prefer to work surface crochet to work away with the needles and not the hook, but this is of course very personal. Then through that first stitch, and then back into where we were on the last stitch we worked, and then that is your needle join right there. On the back you can tie a knot in your beginning and end tails, and then work away these threads. And that completes the granny for this week, for week 5 of the Crochet Along Circles of the Sun. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope this was a useful video for you.